the Narrative Podcast is changing the narrative one episode at a time.
Hello, and welcome to another edition of the Narrator Podcast, and I'm your host, Hallziespoetrycorner. Welcome all my narrators. How are you doing this evening? So here we are, the first of the year, then came here. It's not really actually the new year, but I'll get more into that later on in the podcast. Because like if we're going off the vernal equinox, you know, this is not the new year. It's more like a winter solstice. But I'm going to get more into that later. Like I said, welcome all my narrators. Welcome anyone new that's tuning in for the first time this evening. So my narrators, they already know the demonstration. Allow me to, break down my podcast for the new listeners, what it is I do here or what I'm attempting to do here, and my ultimate takeaway I want you to get from the Narrative Podcast experience. So let's start at the top. Narrative, the name. Chose the name because I felt like the media weaves a false narrative about original people and original culture. So I want to take action and do something and basically reverse this false narrative by creating some positive content to basically dispel all these negative stereotypes that perpetuate and generate and propagate about our people and our culture. So, it's intentionally done. It's not done by an accident. There's like a lot of money in generating this negative stereotype about our people. Basically, they're getting paid off of our pain and mocking us in the process, and also blocking us in the process. From tangible resources, and basically just living how we're supposed to live. They just keep on, bombarding us with negative images and negative sound bites. It's in the literature as well, periodicals, just like how negatively our people are portrayed. It's really like psychological warfare, why they do it. So like I said, I want to create a platform where I'm celebrating our successes and, breaking those negative stereotypes shown and perpetuated by the media. So that's hence the title of the Narrative Podcast. I'm basically on my platform, I'm flipping the narrative. And how do I destroy the narrative, or flip the narrative, or destroy the narrative? Because that's actually my tagline. I kind of glazed over that. My tagline is the Narrative Podcast, changing the narrative one episode at a time by destroying negative stereotypes about original people and original culture. How do I destroy the negative stereotypes? By providing positive frames of reference. That's what my entire podcast is about, to provide positive frames of reference about our people and our culture. The ultimate takeaway I want all my listeners to get from listening to my podcast is how important it is to share positive content about our people and our culture on your platforms. Because basically people outside of our culture, they don't know anything about us other than the frames of reference that they have. And all the frames of reference that they have about us are negative ones. So that's why I call my listening audience my narrators, because we have the power to, narrate our stories online. Like we're all content creators. Like whatever we post online, like it or not, is an interpretation or perception of you, your values, um, your beliefs, your belief system, and your values, and your culture, like what you're posting online. So just imagine online always posting gang culture, always posting drug culture, thought culture, pimp culture, drug culture, all these like negative stereotypes about our people. Like that's all they have to go off on us by. So like you're a grown man, you're a grown woman, you can do whatever you like online. Look at whatever you like, post whatever you like. But bear in mind when you do that, there's a repercussion for that. With every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. So the reaction of you always posting negativity, you're going to be viewed negatively. So, we should be posting things that represent us correctly. Because right now the media is just pushing out, misrepresenting us intentionally. So we have to try to reverse it on our social media platforms by posting positive content, showing us at our best, showing that we're entrepreneurs, that we're intellectuals, that we're good mothers, we're good fathers, we're leaders in our community. We care about our brothers and sisters, not always, putting each other down and denigrating each other online and airing out the dirty laundry online. So we have general concern for one another. That's what we need to be projecting online when we're posting content. Like I said, you're a grown man, you're a grown woman, you can post whatever you want to, whatever piques your interest online. But just bear in mind, you got eyes not of your own looking at the content that you're posting online. And, that's, the media, they are wicked, they are diabolical, the people that run the media, but the media is, a business. And like all businesses, it's supply and demand. So if we stop posting, all this ratchet, toxic things online, there wouldn't be a demand for it. It wouldn't be a sense of urgency to cater to, that type of content. That's why we have all these trash reality, scripted reality television shows depicting us in a negative light. That's why we got all these movies and television shows depicting us in a negative light because of the content that we're posting online. They, it's no secret. These Fortune 500 companies, these production companies, they do their statistical research online. They look at the algorithms, the things that you're clicking on and viewing and sharing online. They factor that into, their research, and they create content that caters to their statistics. Okay, so now you got a general gist of my podcast and what I'm trying to convey on here. Let's go back to the original part because I've been saying original a lot, and I know that might lose the new listeners. Basically, on my platform, I've decided to place, the word black with original. Because the word black does not describe us. It's not a nationality. It's not, a place. This is a word that people that did not look like us started calling us. We did not refer to ourselves as black in early civilization, so it's not a self-hate thing, it's a self-realization thing. There's no recorded languages, nothing in scrolls, nothing documented, from us that we ever called ourselves black. Um, this is like people that didn't look like us start calling us black. It's really psychological and really systemic what they did. Because if you go into any dictionary, like the Webster's or the Oxford or any thesaurus, and look up the word black, you will see all these negative words describing the color black. Um, they have all these negative nouns, pronouns, adjectives, and example sentences about the word black. But before you come out to all those, negative words and example sentences using the word black, the first thing you will notice is that, they will denote nationality. So they have like black, a person, Aboriginal person descending or originating from Africa, and then they'll start, and then they'll start the little mess with all these negative words describing the color black, like black, depressed, gloomy, gray, black day. Black basically symbolizes death and the end of all things, and our people is anything but dead, and anything but the end of all things. We're actually the beginning of all things. Everything originated from us. This is why I decided to refer to our people as original instead of black on my platform. Because if you look in those same dictionaries and look up the word original, you will see no negative connotation about the word original. Nothing but positivity. And to be fair, we are the original man and the original woman of creation. Like we mothered and fathered creation. We was on this planet first. We originated all trades, everything you can think of. We originated the written language. We originated the spoken language. We named things. We originated science. We originated chemistry. We originated alchemy. We originated, carpentry, masonry. We were the first journeymen. We were the first teachers. We were the first scholars. We were the first philosophers. You name it. So original befits us better than black. Black actually divides us as well because there are many different types of us. So original kind of brings us all together because you have people living here in the States that did not come over here via, the transatlantic slave trade or chattel slavery. Because we originated, we were the first ones in every corner of the globe. We were already here in all the Americas, North, Central, and South. We was already originally in parts of Asia. We was already originally in, parts of Europe. So we was everywhere. We was the original man and the original woman. That's why I refer to us as original. I didn't mean to get too long-winded because another goal on my platform is to keep everything short and sweet. I try not to exceed over 1 hour in my broadcasting time. I'm live, so my goal is to really try not to exceed 45 minutes, but I know that's not going to happen tonight because I got so much good stuff to share with you guys tonight. So first of all, this is for my new listener, this is a live broadcast. And what I do on my live broadcast, I share positive frames of reference that came across my news feed articles. So I'm going to be sharing some positive articles. And then After I share my articles, I'm going to break down my format for my regular broadcasting day, which you will have to look forward to should you join me this weekend for a normal broadcast day. This is a random live feed. I go live during the weekday with these articles. I never know which day. That's why it's a random live. So I don't have a day specifically locked in place. Just I just kind of let the articles accumulate, and when I feel it's enough, I go live to share them. And so, like, I do the articles first, and then I break down my format, and then I deliver some commentary on something, a current event or something going on in the world concerning our people. And then I close out. That's on my lives. And then, you have to join me this weekend to see, what I do on a full broadcast day. So yeah, I'm finna dive into this content. Before I dive in, gotta adjust a couple things. We have had some, the new year isn't the new year without, loss. We lose people and we gain new people. There was a lot of birthdays already this year, a lot of newborn babies coming into the world. And then, it's a lot of people exiting the world as well, leaving this planet. So start this thing off right by giving the condolences for the people that we've lost. Just bear with me 1 sec. Let me get my notes right. Sorry, y'all. This is live. This is what we do it in live. Just some things, sometimes it goes off without it. Sometimes you hit a little hitch. All right, got it. Got my notes together. So here we go. Before we dive into the content, we're going to, take a brief moment of silence for a couple people that we lost that's very near and dear to us. First, we lost Anita Pointer, 1/3 of the Pointer sisters, on the 31st. She passed away due to cancer. And then it seemed like right on New Year's Day, we lost someone in hip hop. The first lady of, Southern rap, or Memphis rap, actually. The first lady definitely of the group 666 Mafia, Gangsta Boo. She passed away on January 1st. So born Lola Chantrell Mitchell, but she went by the stage name Gangsta Boo. Passed away on January 1st, and her passing away was very eerie because she actually wished somebody in her industry Happy New Year's and was looking forward to many more. Daz Dillinger of the DPG rap group, Snoop's rap group, he shared a personal message he got from her like literally hours before she passed. and she was basically just wishing him well and, looking forward to the new year and seeing his face and getting up with him, kicking it with him. So, you just, you have to take this life for what it is because, you never know when your last day is going to come. Like, we all have an entry date and exiting date. So we got to make the most of it while we're here on this physical plane and, just really try to walk in our truth and, spread love and leave behind a good memory like she did. A lot. She was very revered in the hip hop community. They are reeling about her loss. Um, Times like this, the first thing people want to say when you post something online about somebody is that you're faking and you're trying to ride the wave, and I don't think that's the case in this case. I think people actually did really love her as an artist, and the public outcrying, the pictures getting posted up. I think that's all authentic. Because a newsflash for people that like to say that, sometimes you don't never really know how special a person is until they leave, and the impact on other people's lives that they had until they're no longer here. We got all kinds of examples like that in the world of hip hop. Jam Master Jay, um, Prodigy from Mobb Deep, it was just like a tidal wave when he passed away because Nipsey Hussle. I can keep going on all day about, people you didn't realize were so dynamic until after they ascended to the higher plane. But yeah, so they don't know. They're just speculating about her cause of death right now. One thing I don't do on my platform is speculate. I don't got facts. And even if the facts comes back, if I ever decide to touch that content, I unpack the content from our perspective. Because the media, they always got us looking and sounding crazy. So if it does come back, whatever she passed away from, I will unpack it from our perspective. Believe that. But yeah, so rest in peace, Anita Pointer. Rest in peace, Gangsta Boo. Another thing I want to say about the Pointer Sisters, though, they kind of dominated the 80s. Especially if you was a child of the 80s watching Saturday morning cartoons, because 80s Saturday morning cartoons, they would have musical montages. And then the reason why they did that is because they used to have Friday night videos. And so that carry that over into, Saturday morning cartoons. And I remember almost all the Saturday morning cartoons had a montage of one of the Pointer Sisters songs. So Pointer Sisters was a big part of my childhood growing up. But yeah, condolences to Anita Pointer and condolences to the family of the Anita Pointer and condolences to the family of Gangsta Boo. Take a moment of silence and dive right on into this content. All right. So, want to give some positive frames of reference about our people and our culture via these articles. So on my first article, the headline reads, U.S. veteran was able to take his business from zero to 2,000 in monthly income. And the gentleman's name is Lonnie Rogers. And what he does is has his company is named Gold Vaults, and it's basically like an e-commerce platform. He offers webinars, coaching, ebooks, and just basically giving you the tools to, scale build a brand or scale the brand that you currently have up. Help you scale your brand. I felt that was noteworthy because, it shows real ingenuity and shows real intellect. So I decided to share that with you guys this evening. Next article reads, the CEO dropped out of school to pursue fashion. Now his brand is being bringing in $12,000 a month, $27,000 a month. It might be 270,000. I don't know. I don't think I recorded that accurately. I believe it's 270,000 a month. But anyway, the gentleman's name is Justice Pitt Goodson, and his company is called the Brown Mill Company. It's out in Newark, New Jersey, and it's at Brown Mill on IG for more of his story. A lot of celebrities wears his brand. Among them celebrities is Carmelo Anthony, and a whole lot more. So go check that out. On to the next article. Next article reads, self-taught 22-year-old trader and entrepreneur creates his own software to simplify trading for non-professionals. And the name of his business is called Capital Flow. He advertises his business on Instagram, so go follow at the Almighty JT on IG. And then when you get to his page, is click on capitalflow.app. And basically it's like financial literacy. He's teaching you all the tricks of the trade, buying stock and, identifying assets from liabilities and all that good stuff you need to know about trading. So yeah, I definitely decided to share that because, like, if you listen to my platform, I'm a real stickler for a play on words, and capital flow is a play on words. Capital flow, by definition, is the movement of money. So he's teaching you how to move your money. So I definitely wanted to share that. Okay, next article reads, these tech co-founders developed a live stream app to drive more sales for local brands and creatives this holiday. So it came across my feed late, but it said in the headline says for the holidays, but that's really kind of good all year round. The name of the business is called One Kin, and the founders are Marvin Franco and Jennifer Gomez. Marvin is original man. His partner is Afro Latina. I'm not really comfortable with that phrase, Afro Latina. Afro is a hairstyle, so. But I digress. Like, we know what it is. We original men and original women over here, baby. But anyway. It's basically kind of like a directory, really. It's like a virtual pop-up market or QVC, and you just get all these like local businesses and brands and stuff. You can just go online. You can chat directly with the merchant or live stream, catch them on a live stream. And you can probably, if you're like me, got the gift of gab, you can probably talk them down about something that you was interested in purchasing. Maybe try to get it for the low, do a little haggling like that before you get committed to buying the product. But yeah, it's definitely innovative. It's the first of its kind. Um, Anything that precedes that, you know, they originated it. If anybody else makes a business similar to that, so it's the first of its kind. Innovative. I think it's going to forever change, the retail industry. Um, it's very successful already. Like techie type companies like that only get better with time. So like probably get in on the ground floor of that now and support Marvin and Jennifer's One Kin. I got one more. Oh, I got a couple more. All right. I had a lot of articles this week. All right. Next article, the headline reads, Mom and daughter duo open newest black-owned gourmet coffee shop in Kentucky. If I mispronounce it, like just bear with me. It's Kawaha Java Shop. It's spelled Kahawa Java Shop. And it's in Kentucky. The proprietor's name is T.C. Cox and her 24-year-old daughter, Ayana. It's at 2601 West Parish Avenue, and it was established in 2002. There was nothing really more in the article other than that. So like you can do your Googles for like, the complete story, but that's like all that came up in my feed. So on my lives, I just share what came up in my feed. So, yeah. And I think my last one for the evening article reads, founder of largest black woman-owned construction firm celebrates 15 years in the industry. And the proprietor's name is Shay Ivy, and she is the founder of Pink Hats Construction. It's based out in Chicago, Illinois. So definitely support that. Sisters is doing their thing in the construction industry, a male-dominated industry, like since the beginning of time. And they shaking things up. Pink Hat Construction. Yeah, so that's it for this evening. I hope you enjoyed those positive frames of reference about our people and our culture. I laid it out for y'all to play it out. There's positive frames of reference about, entrepreneurialism, leadership, overcoming diversity, us in a positive light. All right, so now I'm gonna dive right on into my format. For the new listeners, I'm gonna just break it down, what they have to look forward to should they choose to join me this weekend for a full broadcast evening or full broadcast day, because I do it in the daytime of the Narrator podcast. I just probably like share it back around in the evening, probably like, around 4 or 5. I probably like do it, record it around 10, 11 or something like that. So first of all, my podcast, I break it down into sections, and each section has a speaking point. The reason why I did that, because when I first started podcasting, I really had no idea what I was doing. I still kind of don't. I'm very green, but over a year, and I'm still here, and my podcast is growing. This live feed marks episode 170 in the episode log, so I'm staying consistent with it. Nothing else. So yeah, I just used to go in. I didn't really have a plan. I was just like all over the place. So I did some figuring. I said, like, let me see what I can do to, make my content more digestible. And so one day I just decided to break it up into little sections and gave each section a speaking point. And then I noticed, my listener participation went up because, who wants to listen to somebody just ranting and talking in circles and not really finishing a complete thought and going on to something else. So, that's why I decided to break my content up to make it more digestible, make it more relatable, more practical, and, give you something to look forward to for the next broadcast. So, yeah, that's why I break it up into sections. Also, I try to keep it, like I said, like under an hour. I try not to exceed an hour when I'm doing a broadcast. Because again, I'm trying to make, my content more concise and cohesive and digestible. So you can actually like get something out of it. All right, so this is how I start off. My first section is the promotional section. And what I do in that section is basically offer, original people own and operate their own business the opportunity to receive some free promotion from me via my platform. And all they have to do is hit me up at my email address and provide me specific details about their business, product, or service. And I'll promote it on my platform 110% for free. So basically what I'm doing is, offering the olive branch. You hit me up, I give you a drop for your business. And the reason why I'm doing that is to do my part to help circulate the original people dollar in the original people community. It's with my great anticipation that people to actually like help the community that they're rooted in seek me out. And, after I, do a drop for them, I anticipate their business will grow and they'll be able to hire even more of their own people, do more community activism things in the community that they know that their community needs, like assisting our elderly, assisting our children, the less fortunate, feeding the homeless or, the hungry and just anybody like less fortunate and disenfranchised, using their business to community outreach. So after that section, I go on to my next section, which is my contest section. In my contest section, what I'm doing is promoting a contest exclusively for my podcast. And the name of the contest is called the Chew on This Contest. And in that, what I'm doing is basically promoting contests. Like I'm giving an incentive reward for listening to my podcast to my listeners. And all you gotta do is hit me up at my email address. I'm not going to go into the details on how to enter the contest on here because, like I said, I'm nearly 200 episodes in. All you got to do is go to one of my older episodes and walk you right through, like, what you need to do to enter the contest. I'm not charging any money to enter the contest. It's 110% free. And again, the reason why I'm doing it is to incentivize my listeners, like the people that's been listening, give them the opportunity to win a prize, and to inspire new listeners to, tune into my podcast so they can win a free prize as well. Tell a friend to tell a friend, you know what I mean? So the prize that I'm giving away is a bulk supply of your favorite snack, and you win it simply by tuning in. Entering the contest, going to the website, and participating in the topic. And the topic is share your most recent shopping while black experience. So, you're going to get a bulk supply just by sharing your most recent shopping while black experience. Cool. All right. So next section, which is actually the first official section of my podcast. Those other two is just kind of like the warm up. This is the actual factual beginning of the podcast, is my highlight section. And in the highlight section, what I'm doing is highlighting original people owned and operated businesses. And I'm doing this to provide a positive frame of reference about entrepreneurialism to listeners. Just putting out that positive frame of reference about entrepreneurialism, about people, just original people owning and operating their own businesses. The type of people that I highlight in the highlight section are just like regular people like you and me, regular schmegular people that had little to no expertise in whatever field they're currently in now, whatever business they're currently running now. They didn't have any expertise in the field. They had little to no educational background in that field. If they did have an extensive educational background, it didn't necessarily line up to their business that they're currently operating. Also, they didn't have a lot of money to start up. They had to either do a Kickstarter or, something creative to get the money to go on. They didn't have little to no supplies for the raw material for the whatever they're selling. Basically they just found a way. They got sick and tired of being sick and tired. They got tired of doing the 9 to 5 thing. They wanted to pursue something that they were passionate about, and they found a way to do it. And that's what the highlight section is about. Basically, putting out that frame of reference about triumphing in the face of adversity, not letting their current situation be their final destination, just basically coming from the mud and finding a way to make it work. Because like I said, the media they're always bombarding us with all these negative images. They never want to show us winning. The people that I choose to highlight in the highlight section found a way to win. Also, the businesses that I highlight in the highlight section, they do some type of community outreach. They either have their own nonprofit organization or they pay into one. Many hire their own, like almost all of them hire their own. Many of them are examples of generational wealth because they're family owned and operated. They do, like I said, they give back to the community, do some type of philanthropy, either have their own nonprofit organization or pay into one, and you just basically make yourself available for the community. like help our children, help the elderly, help anybody disenfranchised or without sufficient means. So yeah, in addition to that, also all my businesses that I highlight, I line up with my theme, and my current theme is the season of winter, even though this isn't technically winter, you know. I mean, it is winter, my bad, isn't it? It's just not technically the new year. So I got myself confused. But yeah, it's winter. So it's the season of winter. So all the business that I'll be highlighting for the first couple weeks of this year will be winter, and then I'm gonna transition on the third week of January into the spring. I start highlighting businesses like the first thing that comes to mind when you think of the season of spring. But anyway, it's currently winter right now. So yeah, that's the highlight section. Then my next section is the spotlight section. In the spotlight section, what I'm doing is spotlighting a prominent figure in our community. So it's usually an original man or an original woman in the entertainment industry, ranging from actor, actress, recording artist, comedian, um, athlete, writer, producer, public figure, um, just basically anybody in the eye of the public that has a platform and, basically like, helps the cause, speaks unapologetically about the cause, or loans or resources to further the cause, um, does some type of, social justice work, political work, you know, economic work, ecological, just basically giving back to some capacity, political, just basically representing our people well, or just their visual representation of success, or the way they carry and conduct themselves. Those are the types of people that I spotlight in the spotlight section. And then, like I say all the time, when I bring up my spotlight section, I gotta always take the time to pat myself on the back, because nobody on the internet, online, anywhere, digitally, was spotlighting anybody until me, Halsey Allen of the Narrator podcast, added the spotlight section to my podcast. And you can fact check. You can go all up in my episode log, and then go, cross reference online. Nobody was spotlighting nobody until I added the spotlight section to my podcast. And that's Word to Big Bird. You can check it out, the fact checks. I'm not angry at all that so many people are spotlighting now. I'm actually flattered. Like, as they say, imitation is the best form of flattery. So I'm flattered that I set the precedent. That makes me happy. Lets me know that I'm creating shockwaves out here in these digital streets. Like, people are listening, and they ain't coming out just like saying I mess with the Narrator podcast, but they're following suit. They're following my example about spotlighting people. And the ultimate takeaway I want people to get from spotlighting is basically how important it is to say something nice about your brother and your sister, and to celebrate your brother and your sister's accomplishments online instead of always roasting them or denigrating them or dragging them through the mud. Airing out the dirty laundry online. We should just always be celebrating each other and celebrating our accomplishments and our achievements, rather than always, talking bad about each other online. So that's the ultimate takeaway I want from everybody to get that in the spotlight section. Just be in king mode and be in queen mode and just, be in tune with our true nature, which is, kings and queens, gods and goddesses, and kings and queens and gods and goddesses ain't petty. We're doing a lot of petty stuff online. So if you got a disagreement with a brother or sister that hard, you need to go to them face to face and squash it instead of sitting up there like back and forth in the comment section and clapping back and all that childish, immature stuff that unfortunately leads to violence and sometimes death. If you got to duke it out behind closed doors, set it up like that, but don't be online just slinging mud. All right, so after the spotlight section, my next section is the health and wellness section. And in that section, what I'm doing is I'm promoting total body health and wellness. So basically in that section, I'm just sharing information, clean things to put inside your body and clean things to put inside your mind. What you can expect in that section is usually a health tip about something you ingest, like, I might do the benefits of a fruit, vegetable, an herb, a plant, an elixir, or something that, will increase your vitality and your overall physical health. If it's not that, physical exercise you can do. If it's not that, it's mental exercise you can do, such as mindfulness, mindful breathing, meditation, and metaphysical stuff. And the reason why I'm doing the health and wellness section is because, like I said, the media misrepresents us, and we use a false narrative about our people and our culture, and the long-term effects of absorbing negativity is it wreaks havoc on your body. It manifests into illness or dis-ease. And dis-ease is like a mental thing. When your mind is at dis-ease, it manifests physically in your body. It manifests as the gout. It manifests as the rheumatoid arthritis. It manifests as the high blood pressure. It manifests as the cancer. It manifests as, high cholesterol, heart rate, hypertension, all these things that the powers that be say we're the number one at risk. It manifests into that physically. Because what it does is it weakens your immune system. It causes distress and dis-ease. So basically what my health and wellness section is just basically a method of which to, stay armored up out here, stay armored up physically, mentally, spiritually. Those are the tips that I offer in that section. So also by no means ever think that it's not a conspiracy to get us, or don't ever say, I'm a conspiracy theorist, because it's so not a conspiracy. Like if you know the score of this enemy, how wicked these people are, and what plans they got for our people, it's not a conspiracy. They're putting things in our food. They're putting things in the water. They're putting things in the air that, target our unique cellular structure, breaks down our melatonin, rearranges it or completely destroys it, and wreaks havoc on our body, and we can't figure out what's going on. So, we have to stay armored up. We have to be mindful of the things we're taking into our body, the things that we're eating, the things that we're consuming, our sleep, our exercise. Yeah, it all has to be on point to survive this wilderness that we're in. Then my next section is called the speaking point of the day, and that's usually just like current events, something currently in the media, something currently trending that relates specifically to our people, or if it's like a world global thing. I unpack it from our perspective because, like, if history has taught us anything, if you don't tell your own story will be told for you. So, we got to tell our own story. So that's what it is in that section. In the event that I don't have any current events to talk about, sometimes what I do is just, make an observation about, us as a people, things we do. And by we, I mean myself as well. Just probably like something we need to work on or something we need to address. And then I close out my podcast with my final thoughts. And my final thought is usually something, a gem, a pearl of wisdom, something impactful, something that inspires, something that's inspirational, motivational, something that will spark, cognitive thought, and just give you something to think about, like, damn, that's deep, or I never thought about it like that. So that is my final thought for today, and there you have it, the Narrative Podcast experience in full, and I hope you join me this weekend to experience it. But we live today, so what I usually do on a live is do a commentary on current events, something currently trending, currently in the news. But I don't know. I just, as they say, in my spirit, I felt more like I'm in a final thought type mode today, or this evening, as it were. So my message tonight is be careful about who you cut off. While it is important to sever ties with people that are toxic to you, be aware of who you cut off. Like, something that I always say, because I'm very, very mild tempered. It takes a lot to get me angry. It takes me, you really got to do something really foul for me to just stop messing with you altogether. So something I often say, my saying is, if I cut you off, you probably handed me the scissors. So, but in doing that, basically, what I'm saying tonight is you got to know where your help comes from, because 80-90% of the time, the people you cut off be your biggest supporters, and you just don't even know it. Just because they don't praise you to your face don't mean they're tearing you down behind your back. Because you don't know the conversation behind your back. Because we live in the era where we think everybody's a hater. You can't be an opposing view. You have to go with the crowd. You got to like everything everybody else likes. If you express your dislike of something, you're a hater. But just because I don't agree with every teeny tiny thing you do or say doesn't mean I hate you. That just means, something that you said I didn't like or wasn't for me. It's like a good example of that is hip hop. Like, if somebody don't like an artist, like, they alright. Oh, you a hater. Like right off the bat, you a hater just because you don't like that particular artist. Or it might not even be the artist, might just not like that particular song by that artist. Like everything ain't for everybody. But in that same breath, that don't mean I hate them or I don't like them, period. You know what I mean? So like we do that in our culture. We like to call people haters just because they ain't rocking with every single thing you do and say. Like if you're authentic and genuine, you wouldn't want everybody to rock with everything you say. Because if everybody likes everything you say all the time, somebody's lying. Because you be foul sometimes. Like deep down, you foul for what you just said or what you just did. So you want to build a support system to just stamp everything you do and say. You don't want a true friend to come and tell you and correct you when you're wrong. You don't want a true blood relative to pull you to the side and correct you when you're wrong. You want somebody to just rock with everything you say and do all the time. Just be careful who you cut off. Like that's all I'm saying. Because the people that you cut off is probably be your biggest supporters and you just don't even know it. They probably rooting for you the hardest. So while it is important to guard your energy and to distance yourself from things harmful to, the state of mind or consciousness that you're trying to elevate to, or like not aligning up with the path that you're currently on, you must also be conscious and aware of, who got love for you for real. Because you might just be cutting off somebody that, got your hands down. So just be aware who you cut off out of your life before you just, slam that door forever. You trying to breathe and you just done cut off your oxygen supply. So yeah, I did also want to talk about this, like, things we get indoctrinated into. Like, we just celebrated the New Year's, even though it isn't actually the New Year. And it's something we culturally and traditionally do. We sit up all night, we drink, we eat like really unhealthy food, put on that pot of black eyed peas out of tradition, and ring in the new year. I'm not trying to crap in your cornflakes. Like, I know a lot of people dressed up real fancy and, had a nice little time. I seen all the pics uploaded for the New Year's pic, but at the same time, you got to just be conscientious of all, what you're taking into your body, what you're celebrating. So like Christmas, a whole lot of us celebrated Christmas. And so we know that's a foul holiday. Doesn't have anything to do with scripture. But yet we do it every single year. Because nobody knows the actual birth of Jesus Christ. And if anything, it was in the summer, it just gets really cold in the desert. So But anyway, I digress. What I'm trying to say is, um, be mindful of the things you celebrate, because like everything has an energy, everything has a spirit, everything has an aura, and some things that we celebrate, we entertaining this dark demonic energy and then wonder why things go left and foul for us. You know, we're doing things out of our nature, out of our true origin, just because somebody said, let's do this time of year. Um, let's do this because like a lot of it is pagan, a lot of it is satanic, and like, you know, and when you look at us as a people, look at us in our surroundings, our homes, like our family structure, because we're sitting up there mimicking, you know, the powers that be doing what they tell us to do, like celebrate this just because. So yeah, while some like holidays are fun and, you know, innocent, and so we think, it got like deep dark roots to it. So, you know, you just always have to do the research, do the knowledge, make sure you know what you're celebrating. Um, but then there's also positivity in there. Everything, you know, it's equal balance for everything. Positive, there's like little dark aspects of things, but then for every negative thing, there's little positive bits you can see. It's like, okay, well, this holiday is just about family and friends getting together, you know. So if you want to look at it from the positive side, like it's just family and friends and loved ones getting together and people he haven't seen in a long time, just enjoying each other's company. That's a positive, but then you must also just always keep that back at your mind, like, what am I celebrating? Like, what does this mean? Because I also believe, you know, if you're listening to the Narrator podcast, we believe in the power of words. You speak things over yourself. We had a whole different language. We got indoctrinated into speaking to the people, speaking like the people that's currently got us in bondage. We're speaking their language. We're speaking things over ourselves and just not even aware. Like good morning, for example. It's nothing good about morning. It's just, that's some old world English. They literally used to say that at funerals. Good morning. But we say it every day, every morning as a greeting. The start of every day as a greeting. So I don't say good morning. You know what I say? I be like happy, whatever day of the week it is. I'd be like happy Monday, happy Tuesday. I'm not finna mourn. First thing out of bed, I ain't mourning about nothing. I'm trying to feel good. But that's all I want to say. I was just in a final thought type mode. I think I'm all talked out. I shared those positive frame of references, and I hope I impressed upon you listening this evening how important it is to share positive frames of reference about our people and our culture on your platforms. And become a narrator so we can change the narrative once and for all. I mean, it might not be the end all, be all, solution, but it is a solution. So I'm also solution based around here. All right. Thanks for listening, everybody. Join me this weekend for another full episode of the Narrative Podcast. Until the meantime, always tune in every single day because you never know when I randomly go live. I never know either. So Hence, that's why I call them random lives. But a way to not miss me when I'm live is subscribe to my YouTube channel, Halsey Allen. Click that notification bell so you never miss an alert when I'm live. Also, Halsey Allen on Twitter. Because this platform broadcasts directly to my Twitter and my YouTube when I'm live. So yeah, I'm broadcasting right now, live on YouTube and Twitter. So definitely follow that. And please, when I share it back online, download this episode of the Narrator Podcast and our previously recorded episodes of the Narrator Podcast to help keep the brand going. Support my poetry blog, Hallziespoetrycorner, at www.mrhallziesblog.com. And the way you support my poetry is by sharing my poetry to all your platforms online. Whatever you're on, Facebook, Tumblr, Twitter, YouTube. Every time you see, a link, a Hallzies Poetry Corner link, share it. That'll help it grow. And visit the Poetizer bookstore online and purchase my book book of poetry I wrote titled The Black Card. Purchase that right now, and that's it, and that's all. Thanks for listening. It's been another live edition of the Narrative Podcast. Halsey Allen and the Narrative Podcast signing off, and it's like that.
Set your place on fire. Put a little bit of shit, put a little bit of shit, get a little bit of gasoline. Put a little bit of shit,
Listening to the Narrative Podcast with Hallzies Allen. The Narrative Podcast is changing the narrative one episode at a time.